Oh, this is too loud. Okay. So I've gone and done all the rest of the feet. And now what I want to do is do some final touches on this rig. So, we could probably hide those IK handles. You know, hide those ones. I'm just quickly hitting Control H to get rid of them. Control H. And remember, there's a priority selection going on, so that will... what does Control F do? I hit that by accident. And let's try this again. Control H. Uh-oh. You know what I just did? When I was trying to hit Control H, I hit Control G and I made a new group. There we go. Control H. Good. Don't need that thing. Control H. Great. Now, and actually, I probably don't need to be able to see that big joint right there. Control H. Because it's really not part of the hierarchy. Control H. Okay. And those are my controls. Great. I'm just going to bring back my mesh for a moment. And when I see the front here, this is hard to deal with. So I'm just going to go and right-click on it and just grab some of these CVs. Oh, damn to hell. CVs, I could also just go and do hull. And if I grab a hull and I drag across, it grabs all the CVs. And then what I can do is scale. Okay, get that all big, and then I'll go right-click and I'll go to Control Vertex, and I can scale these down. The hull grabs every CV on the curve. Okay, I just want something that's easy to make a nice shape. Shape. Great. And I'll do the same thing here to the back. So these are the final touches. Just, again, something's nice and big and easy to select. Your life will be easier if you can select everything. And by grabbing the hull and the CVs, you'll notice that you don't need to, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to worry about your pivot point being off. I'm looking at the back end first here. And deselect. Oh, you bastard, I was selecting hull still. So if I go in here, right click, and go to Control Vertices, I can now deselect these things. Scale those up a bit. That's my back end. Great. And so you notice that when I grab the body, the feet don't move, or they kind of move. I need to do some weighting here and stuff like that, but whatever, we'll worry about that later. What I'm going to do is I need to have a God control. So I'm just going to go in and let's grab this. Okay, and I'm just going to go in and I'm going to create, I'll use the EP curve tool and I'll set it to 1 linear. Yay! And I'll just quickly create like a God control. And all I do is hold down X and this is what God looks like to me. Boop, boop. I think I screwed this up. For some reason, I can't see what I've done because I'm on Isolate Select. We'll hold down X and I'll see if it... I'll fix it afterwards. Enter, and let's go and hit Add Selected Object. And actually, I guess it didn't work out so bad. There's a little few points that are off. I just hold down X. Oh, I did it almost perfect. Okay, good. There's my God control. Great. And this thing, let's bring everything back. I just want it slightly bigger than my animal. And I might do something like that, and then I'll just go ahead and freeze it, kill the history. Great. And so we know that if I grab this body control, the body control needs to be parented to the God control. Okay, so when I go and I rotate this, now we'll see the feet are stuck. Okay, so I'm going to select my feet. This feet, that feet, this feet, that feet. And grab this last and I'll hit P. Now when I do this, if I grab the God control, You'll see my knees are doing funny things here. Okay, and that's because the knees aren't parented in. So I got to figure out a spot where I want the knees to go. These knee controllers here. And I might pick, in this case here, I might decide, you know, those knee controllers, those would go really nicely on the body. Okay, so whenever I move them, they move my knees around. And actually, did I do that on this one? I did. Okay. There we go. And if you do feel this controller is too big, you can just go into the, you know, the hull of it. Boop. That's the hull of it. Boop. And I can maybe scale this down and do something funny with it. Go back to object mode. And there's your controller. And just note that if you rotate it around, does everything stay solid? Does it fly around? Does not fly around. Damn it all to hell, what's wrong with the tail? Oh, I wasn't watching and I bound it. Bastard. I'm just going to go to the skin cluster. I'm going to take the envelope and turn it off. And how does that do? Does it do anything to anything else? No, just the back end. Okay, great. And I'm just going to kill the history now, and then I can rebind it. This time around, when I bind it, I might want to think about it a bit more. I do like it when it's kind of doughy, because then I don't get these harsh kind of drop-offs and around here. And also, one other thing when I'm doing this binding here, I'm going to hide this. I might decide that, you know what, it might be better if I did selected joints. And so I'm just going to go in. Uh-oh, someone's cooking dinner downstairs. I can smell dinner. It's only 9:20. Why would I not want to eat dinner? Anyway, I'm just going to grab these joints, head, jaw. I'm going to leave the tips alone, grab the neck. And that one there, yeah, we could put that one in. 5. Actually, might do something like, I might leave the root joint out. I'm just going to pause. Okay. And, actually, I'm just going to take that one joint out of the middle over here. This one here is causing me grief, so I'm just going to say no. And then I got to grab all the freaking ones on the jaw tip. I don't want that. I want these. I'm gonna leave out the final joint in the tip of the fingers. And this takes a moment. Just looking at all these things. Okay, you can figure out by looking at these, the little slanted ones means I have animation on it. You can actually see I've kind of haven't finished the foot yet. I'm just trying to make the videos, finish them off. So you can tell the slants mean there's set-driven keys on all these things. And here, my tail. I'm leaving the last one out of the selection. Oop. It's gonna make it seem like I did everything all in one shot. But you've caught me cheating. Maybe you're not even listening. Maybe there's no one here right now. Just me. Just me talking in a room with a couple of rabbits and some dogs. There we go. So I've got all the joints selected that I want to bind to. And then if I bring back my mesh and I go... Actually, I forgot the freaking eyeballs. I'll do that later. Anyway, I go in, I got these things. And if I go into skin, bind skin, smooth bind, I open up the options. I might decide this time around we'll do this a little bit differently. Bind method, I'm going to go and switch to heat map, and I'm going to say in joint, instead of joint hierarchy, I do selected joints, and when I hit apply, yay! And let's just check it out and see what it looks like. And I'll have to do some waiting for sure, but you never know. This one here, if I go in and get the movie tool, okay, and anyway, some of those joints aren't bound to this mesh, so I don't have to wait to them, because sometimes when there's a couple joints on top of each other, that sucks. And what does this look like? Whoop. Well, this controller here, it's more of a rotatey controller, and I got to do some waiting to the head because the eyeballs keep popping out, but I'll save that for later. Okay, and what about the body? Yay! Okay, and I'm going to leave this video here in my last little cleanup stages of the rig. 59, 58. I wonder if I should just go ahead and stick the eyeball in here. If I wanted to, for the eyes, I could have added a couple of extra joints in here, and I might just do that. I'll just show you for a couple of tricks here. If I grab the eyeball, let's isolate it. Boop. And I want to be able to get to the center of the eyeball, so actually just bring both eyeballs in and do them both at the same time. Boop. Isolate, select. Great, so I got these eyeballs here. I want to be able to see their center pivot points. So if I go to display, transform display, selection handles. Okay, now I've got pivot points in the center. I'm going to go over here to skeleton joint tool, and I'm going to hold down V. Boink! And I put a joint in. I missed. Boop, boop. Oh, I've got another furry dog here, and I'll just make a duplicate. Pop that in the middle of this eye, and I missed. There, I got it. Okay, so now I got joints for my eyes. And those selection handles, I'm just going to grab those, and I'm going to go display, transfer display, selection handles. They go away now. These two joints, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take them and parent them to the head. Beep. Okay. And I could make more for the lower lid as well if I want to. I can make joints on top of each other to weight. But I'm just going to take, say, this joint, and I'm going to grab the mesh. And if I want to add a joint in after I've bound, I can go in here to edit smooth skin, add influence, and I turn off use geometry. I'm going to turn the drop off down to 0. Okay, so it does very little. Actually, am I allowed to do... Actually, if I leave that here, lock weight, I'm going to put the default weight at 0. And then I can add to it. But right now, this thing here shouldn't do anything to the mesh, and I can just add to it. Grab this joint, the mesh, I missed. There, boop, apply. And I can paint those in when I'm doing the paint skin weights, and I can use these joints, I can add them to this controller here and make a blink type of effect with those joints. And I think I'm going to leave it at that for this one.